Mirrors, portals to our reflections, where we glimpse the familiar. Yet, what if one day the familiar looks back and decides it wants more than just reflection? Tonight, we explore the thin, fragile boundary between observer and observed. This is Twisted Realities, a collection of bizarre tales. In this episode, The Watcher in the Glass. Emma Carter lived alone in a quaint, aging apartment on the third floor of an old brownstone. She was a creature of routine. Wake up, coffee, work, home, dinner, sleep. Her days blurred together, punctuated only by the occasional phone call with her mother or an after-work drink with a co-worker. She liked it that way. Predictable, safe. But then came the mirror. It appeared one Saturday afternoon at an antique store she'd never noticed before. The mirror was tall, with an ornate black frame carved to resemble curling vines. The glass was pristine, capturing her reflection with eerie clarity. "Ah," said the shopkeeper, an old man with pale, watery eyes. "The watcher's glass. It's been waiting for someone like you." Emma chuckled nervously. "Just what my hallway needs," she said, paying for the mirror without further questions. That night, she hung it on the wall opposite her bedroom door. Standing before it, she admired how it made her narrow hallway look more spacious. But as she turned to walk away, something caught her eye. Her reflection blinked. She froze, turned back. Her reflection stood perfectly still. "Just tired," she whispered. "Nothing more." Days passed. Emma tried to ignore the mirror, but it demanded her attention. Sometimes she would catch her reflection smiling when she wasn't. Other times it was slower to mimic her movements. One morning, she watched as the mirror's version of herself tilted its head without her moving at all. She called her mother. "Sounds like stress, honey," her mother said. "You've been working too hard. Get some rest." Emma wanted to believe that, but deep down, she knew something was wrong. That night, she stood before the mirror and asked, "What do you want?" The reflection smiled. Her own mouth remained still. "To be free," the reflection whispered. Emma screamed and stumbled backwards. The reflection remained grinning. Then it raised a hand and pressed it against the glass. Crack by crack, fractures spread across the surface. Emma ran to her door, yanking it open. It slammed shut on its own. The sound of breaking glass filled the hallway. Emma turned to see the mirror splinter into 1,000 pieces, then reform into a doorway of swirling black mist. Her mirror self stepped out. It looked identical to her, except for the eyes. Cold, empty. "No more watching," it said. Emma lunged for the door again. The reflection caught her wrist and dragged her toward the mirror's surface. She kicked, screamed, fought. The surface of the glass felt like ice as it swallowed her whole. The reflection smoothed its hair, adjusted its clothes, and turned towards the door. The mirror behind it showed Emma's real face, now trapped inside, pounding on the glass from within. The new Emma smiled, opened the door, and stepped into the world. Mirrors reflect our reality, but some reflections have ambitions beyond mimicry. Emma Carter learned that sometimes the greatest horror is not what stares at us from the glass, but what waits behind it, biding its time for the perfect moment to switch places. This is Twisted Realities. If you've enjoyed this episode, please be sure to click the like and the subscribe button. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can also click on the Ko-fi link in the description. Thank you. I'll see you next time.